You're welcome to my YouTube channel once again. This is your girl, Farm Girl, and let me hope you're doing well. To new members, I know there are some new members who are watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you keep getting new videos. Remember, when you subscribe, you click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload for you new videos, you get them. And today, we are just going to share. I'm just going to reply some of the questions I usually get from you guys, especially on Facebook and my YouTube channel. I usually get common questions. Someone asks you about this, and another day you find the same question. So I decided to get those questions, few of them, and I found out that these questions are good for new farmers, those people who are going to start pigging or who think of doing pigging. These are your questions, because I also know these are the questions you usually ask. And the first question I got here, I decided to write them down. The first question I got here was about the type of breed to start with. I usually get this question most of the time. Someone gives you a call and asks you about the type of breed to start with. And today, I'm just going to explain about this. And first of all, I will say that all breeds are good to start with. For example, you come here at this farm and you will admire how the pigs are looking. Like, you will see them looking very well and you will love to take one. But what we usually forget is that you don't ask how they care for those piglets or pigs. So me, I say that all types of breeds are okay to start with. It depends on how you're going to care for your pigs. Remember, even if you come here and I give you the good breed, but you're not going to take care of it very well, you may not get the same results like mine here. So it's all about how you're going to care for that breed that you bought. So it's always good that when you go to someone's farm, the first question you should ask is, how do you care for your pigs? I can see your pigs are looking well. What do you do to make them look like this? So that someone is going to explain to you what he does, the whole process, how he feeds them, how he cares for them, so that when you buy and take to your farm, you will do the same, so that you get the same results. So I'll end up by saying that all breeds are okay to start with. It will depend on how you care for your pigs. So make sure when you go to someone's farm, the first question you should ask, after liking his or her pigs, or you want to buy the piglets or pigs also, what you should ask is that, I can see your pigs are looking well. How do you manage to keep them looking like this, happy and healthy? And that farmer should be in position to give you all the information that you need, so that when you take that breed, you will get the same results. So people who were asking me about the type of breed to start with, I will end up by saying that all breeds are okay. You can say that, decide to start with large white, large black, landrace, and many others. All those breeds are okay. It will depend on how you care for your piglets or sows, whatever you buy. So care is the key there. And all breeds are okay to start with. So I think to most of the people who are asking me about that question, I think you're okay now. And I got another question from people. They were asking me the type of structure to start with. This was also a common question to many people. Someone wants to start a farm, he or she will come and approach you and ask you, how should I put up a structure? And to new people, those ones who want to start pig and farming, my advice is that do not put up expensive structures. Remember, you're starting a new business, you need to keep running the business. So it's better you always put up simple structures for the start. Then you keep putting up and building more rooms for your pigs as you're studying the process. You can say it's always good to start with like 2 rooms and one sheltered, another one open. That one that is sheltered is always good for your pigs to keep them safe, and that one that is not sheltered, you can always allow your pigs to go there and get sunshine and get vitamins. And of course, these rooms you can set make them big enough, like 10 by 10 or 8 by 10, to be big enough to accommodate your piglets. And these rooms you can set to put like 10 to 12 piglets in those rooms. I think those ones are enough for the start. You can start with 2 rooms and keep building more rooms as you're studying the progress of the farm. But it is not always good to put up expensive structures, and once things are not moving on well, you will get discouraged and hate the business. So it is always good to start with cheap rooms and keep building more rooms as you're studying the progress of the farm. And another question I was always getting, people were asking me about tits, the tits of the sows, because someone was asking me, he bought the sow and it had 8 tits, and it gave birth to 13 piglets. So he found out problems. So I was advising him or any other person with that problem that when you're going to buy a sow, make sure you consider its tits, and it must be having 12 tits plus. 12 tits plus. Those ones are okay, and they should be well pressed, very well pressed, for the young ones to feed very well. So when you're going to someone's farm, it's always good to interact with the farmer to get the real information you want. It's not a matter of just going to someone's farm and you just buy and take without discovering some of the things, some of the important things you need to know as a farmer. So the number of tits, I would say it should always be 12 plus tits for your sow, so that it will be able to feed the young ones very well. And another question I was getting here, someone was asking me feeding piglets from 1 month to 4 months. I think he was trying to ask me how many kilos of feeds should piglets of 1 month to 4 months take. And me, I think a quarter kilo of the feeds, once it is well mixed, it is okay for the piglets of 1 month to 4 months. A quarter kilo of feed, once it is well mixed, it is always good for those piglets from 1 month to 4 months. And some people were asking me about medication, like the vaccines, how to deworm, and someone was asking me about the piglets, when should they be vaccinated. And for the piglets, not than 3 days, we usually give them iron, and we can get this iron from our normal soil, red soil and brown soil from the anthill. These soils can also work as iron. People who don't have enough money, they stress also, just get iron from these normal soils of ours. And someone asked about deworming, and was asking about the finishers. For the finishers, we usually deworm them twice a year. That is enough for the finishers. And for the young ones, like the piglets and the growers, we usually deworm them 3 times a year. That is every after 4 months. And of course, these piglets and pigs, don't forget to give them vitamins. Vitamins are good for these piglets and pigs. They keep them strong and they resist to diseases. So I managed to get some of those few questions about, I got the common questions. There are many questions, but I got common questions that people usually ask, like the type of breed. I've told you that all types of breeds are okay to start with. It will depend on how you're going to care for your piglets or pigs. And for the structure, please make sure you start with a simple structure and keep putting more looms as you're studying the progress of the farm. Of course, you're running, when you're studying your farm, you're running new things, you know. You're getting the challenges, you're learning how to solve them. So it's always good to start with cheap structures and keep adding more rooms as your farm is growing. And of course, to people who are going to start farms, the new farmers, please always go to farms with record keeping, so that you get the proper information. Most of the times we go wrong. You just go to someone's farm, you don't ask anything, you just buy the piglets or the pigs and you take. So it is always good that you go to someone's farm and ask the right information you want to know. Ask whatever you want to know. Make them busy so that they explain whatever you're going to take. You should not regret after. And farms, I want to encourage people who have big farms and small farms. Please keep records so that when you get a client, it becomes easy for you to explain to that client what he or she is taking. So for today, I'm just going to stop on those questions, but I'll keep bringing more videos for you guys. I'll keep bringing questions like these ones, the common questions. I'll always bring them here so that we all discuss them together. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel, and keep subscribing, keep supporting me, and we shall all keep together. Thank you.